Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Of your it's Rock on Spot Connection with another installment of Building the Team. So we're doing this a bit last minute, part because I spent the entire weekend, most of the weekend, sleeping. So this week's build is going to be simple, 300 points. All figures must have the animal keyword. So went ahead and built only 2 teams for this week. So let's get started, shall we? The first one is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme team. We'll start off with Common Raphael from the first Ninja Turtles set, inspired by the initial comic book versions of the character. So anyway, Raph comes in at 50 points. He's got the Animal, Martial Artist, TMNT, and TMNT Ally keywords. He's also got a trait, Fighting Through the Swarms. When Raphael hits an opposing character after action is resolved, you may place him in any square adjacent to that character. Look at the dial. We open up with some charge. That gives way to Leap Climb. Then on attack, we've got a special power, Sigh. Raphael can use Flurry. He deals penetrating damage when making a close attack. So he's got Charge of Flurry starting off. Then we've got some Toughness, which gives way to Combat Reflexes. Then on damage, he clicks into Battle Fury. After Battle Fury, we get some close combat expert. So, all right, not too shabby. Next up, Michelangelo. Again, these first ones are all inspired by the initial comic book versions of the characters. So they all wear red bandanas as opposed to the different colored ones. Anyway, Michelangelo comes in at 50 points, just like Raph. He has the Animal, Martial Artist, TMNT, and TMNT Ally keywords, again, just like Raphael. Fighting Through the Swarms trait, which is also the same as Raphael's. Dial, we open up with some charge, which gives way to Leap Climb, okay. Then we've got special power Nunchakos. Michelangelo can use Flurry. Each time he hits an opposing character, after action resolve, you may give that character an action token. Okay, alright. One deals penetrating, one has the addition of basically in cap. Then we get Toughness, Combat Reflexes. Then we get some Empower. So, okay, alright. Followed by, well, yeah, we open up with Empower, and that'll give way to Close Combat Expert. Next up, we've got Donatello. Donnie's got Animal, Martial Artist. Oh, he comes in at 50 points. Has Animal, Martial Artist, Scientist, TMNT, and TMNT Ally keywords. Fighting Through the Swarms trait. Opens up with charge, clicks into Leap Climb. On attack, has the special power Bow Staff. All damage dealt by Donatello causes knockback, and he has a giant reach of 2. Defensively speaking, we got Toughness, followed by Combat Reflexes. Then on damage, we open up with Outwit, which gives way to Close Combat Expert. I kind of like the fact that these 4 versions have pretty much the same dial with slight tweaks. Next up, we've got Leonardo. My personal favorite of the 4. partially because I dig swords. So, Leonardo comes in at 50 points, has the animal, martial artist, TMNT, and TMNT ally keywords. That's going to fight into the swarms trait. Charge, because we're going to leap climb. Katana. Leonardo can use Blaze Claw's Fangs. If he missed a close attack this turn, he can use Sidestep. Toughness, Combat Reflexes. We got Leadership, and then Combat Reflexes. And finally, pulling up the rear and putting the team at 300 instead of 2. We have the super rare Raphael from the first set. Or second set. That's right, from second set. Now, the way the TMNT sets were designed, they were gravity feeds, and of course, each set would begin with the turtles as the first 4 figures of the commons. There'd also be 2 of them would appear in the rares, and then the other 2 would appear in the super rares as well. And the rare, super rare versions would also be themed together, as would be the common versions. Like the first set, we had the commons were all based around the original comics. The rare and super rare versions were based upon at that point in time, most recent cartoon. Anyway, so Raphael comes in at 100 points. Got TMNT ally, animal and martial arts keywords. He's also got improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain. We got a trait, turtle power. Raphael can use stealth and toughness. Okay, alright. Looking at the dial, we open up with some charge. Get a couple clicks of that, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of flurry. On attack, we've got 4 straight clicks of precision strike, so okay. Followed by 2 clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, which those 2 clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs line up with the 2 clicks of flurry. So, oh yeah, he's potentially dealing 12 damage a turn. Then, defensively speaking, we got a complete dial of combat reflexes. All right. On damage, we open up with a special power. Is that all you got? Raphael can use Empower. Whenever Raphael is missed by an attack, remove an action token from him. If you can't, modify the attacker's defense value by -1 until the end of your next turn. Okay, all right. Then that gives way to a couple of clicks of Battle Fury, which again line up with the 2 clicks of Flurry and Blades. That's this team. Anyway, next up we have an EarthX animal team. Yeah, I've been using a lot of the EarthX figures. Part of it being I really like the EarthX characters. I really like the figures, and I've got a lot of them, and a lot of them are figures that I actually kind of really want to use. So, Anyway, so we're going to kick things off with Ox. This is the EarthX version of the classic member of the Enforcers, Ox. So, Ox comes in at 50 points. He's got the Underworld keyword, which allows him to carry a friendly character. I know it grants carry ability. It may just be for it's really been seeing an uptick of late, and so yeah, but it's not one of the. it's not a power that was it was a power that only mainstreamed into clicks recently. So, and in fact, initially it was only available in the Watchmen set, and then it started to bleed into DC as a whole, and then it was WizKids decided, hey, you know what? There's a lot of Marvel characters that also should have this team ability. So they did the same thing with PD, which the funny thing with that is that there was already a team ability similar to PD in a Marvel exclusive team ability, which was basically PD. So yeah, Shield. In fact, in the early days of the game, generic police officers, as well as named OP kit figures, all had the Shield team ability instead of the PD team ability, as initially PD didn't exist. Anyway, moving on, we've got the starter version of Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man. Oh, I got to talking about the whole Underworld team ability. Forgot to talk about the actual figure that it's on. So, Ox comes in at 50 points. Underworld team ability. Earth X enforcers Magia, Animal, and Politician keywords. We got a couple of traits. First off is new boss every week. At the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character that can use Leadership or Mastermind and a keyword that character has. Ox gains that keyword. This doesn't affect theme teams. Then, next up is Seeing Red. When Ox attacks a single opposing character, modify his attack and damage +1 for each red power displayed on his dial. So, potentially speaking, he could get up to a 14 attack and 6 damage on his first click. And with super strength as well, that's nothing to sneeze at. Alright, so now let's actually look at the dial. So we open up on movement with special power Bullheaded. Charge. When Ox uses it, you may choose to not have his speed value. If you do, he can only move in a direct path. So basically, it would be, straight across from his straight out from the square, or straight across from the square. That gives way to a few clicks of regular charge. On attack, we open up with super strength, which gives way to a couple clicks of super strength, followed by a few clicks of quake. On defense, we open up with vulnerability, which gives way to toughness, and then there's nothing on damage. Though his damage rates are fairly consistent for most of the dial. So, now we'll move on to Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man, we'll get another look at him. Spider-Man comes in at 50 points. Has the Earth X, Animal, and Monster keywords. Look at the dial. We've got for the entirety of his dial and speed. We've got a special power, Illusion Casting Through Webs. Plasticity, Sidestep, Stealth. It's a unique modifier. Adjacent opposing characters modify their combat values -1 for each action token on them. So upside, he can knock he can knock a regular character down by regular character stats down by 2. And those that have colossal stamina, he can knock them down by 3. On attack, he opens up blank, but he clicks into precision strike. Defensively speaking, we open up with toughness, which clicks into combat reflexes. On attack, he opens up with shape change, which gives way to exploit weakness. He's not exactly a heavy hitter. He's more support than anything because of the illusion casting ability. Next up, we've got Black Panther. Now, in the EarthX storyline, Black Panther is mutated into a more an anthropomorphized panther, or anthropomorphic panther. So, he comes in at 90 points. He's got the EarthX, Wakanda, Animal, and Ruler keywords. He's got improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain. Okay. He's got a trait, Panther in title and form. Blades, claws, fangs, and stealth. Okay, alright. Traded blades and stealth is always nice. Then, looking at the dial itself, we open up with some charge, which gives way to sidestep. On attack, we open up with some precision strike for a few clicks, and then nothing after that. Defensively speaking, we open up with special power, Discipline, Dedication, and Blessed of Bast, which gives Black Panther combat reflexes, super senses, and willpower. After that, after a couple clicks of that, we got a couple clicks of combat reflexes, followed by a couple clicks of super senses. Okay. On damage, we open up with a special power. The mantle of the Panther is that of a king. Gives him leadership and outwit. When Black Panther uses leadership and the result is a 6, you may instead remove all action tokens from the chosen character and modify his attack by +1 this turn. Very, very not bad. Alright. After a few clicks of that, we get a few clicks of Perplex, which is always nice to see. Not too nice to see on the back end of a dial, but hey, better than nothing, right? Finally, we have, for the actual team members of the team, we've got Triton. Alrighty, so Triton comes in at an even 100 points. Has the EarthX, Inhumans, and Animal keywords. He's also got improved movement, ignores characters. We got a couple of traits as well. First off is Terrigenesis twice. When a friendly character targets Triton with Perplex, after resolutions, roll a d6. If the result is less than Triton's click number, modify the chosen value by an additional +1. Well, it won't help out immediately. There are spots on the dial where it will help. The other trait being Constricting Coils. When Triton hits an opposing character after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 3 through a 6, give a hit character an action token, and if that character occupies water terrain, deal them 1 penetrating damage. Alright, looking at the dial. On speed, we open up with the special power Dart Like an Eel. Gives him charge, and if Triton is occupying water terrain, hypersonic speed. After that, for a few clicks, we get a few clicks of regular charge, or we get a click of regular charge, followed by a couple clicks of flurry. On attack, we open up with super strength, which gives way to the rest of the dial being Blades, Claws, Fangs. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of invulnerability, followed by a couple of clicks of toughness, and finally a click of regeneration at the very end. Then on damage, we open up with a click of perplex. Then 2 clicks later, we get another click of perplex, and then on the last click, we get a click of perplex. Fairly consistent defense values. I don't like the dip in attack rate on the latter half of the dial, but there are worse. I've seen worse dips. Anyway, seeing as how this is actually 10 points under, I have to include as well an equipment, a piece of equipment, the Beetle Pod. The Beetle Pod is the portion of the beetle's armor which allows them to fly. So the Beetle Pod costs 8 points. It's a heavy object if used as such, or it's an equipment. The effect on an equipped character is flight, toughness, and speed +2. Most likely, it's going to end up going on Black Panther because, well, he's not going to benefit too much from the speed from the flight. The speed +2 and the toughness will definitely help as he has no damage reducers. Alright, that is it for this team. Quick report from last week. Ended up using the all-female team, I think. Oh, I used the Authority. I did alright. Though a much more a larger build, a larger, more varied build definitely works better when it comes to the Authority. Anyway, that is it for today. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put up new content. This is links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon are in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.